Howdy, folks. I'm repeating resolution, resolutely resolving to retry recent resolutions.
I'm Amber.
And here are more recent resolutions for us to retry. I guess that's the point of being repeating. Let's get started. All right, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for taking my mother-in-law's jewelry to sell after she didn't pay rent for years? My husband is a 30-year-old male and I'm a 28-year-old female, and we've been married for 5 years. Early in our marriage, my mother-in-law, 55-year-old female, moved in with us due to financial difficulties. We agreed that she would contribute $500 monthly for rent and utilities. However, over the years, she has consistently failed to pay despite multiple reminders and discussions. Recently, I discovered that mother-in-law had been selling some of her jewelry to cover personal expenses. Feeling frustrated and taken advantage of, I decided to take a few of her valuable pieces and sell them to recoup the unpaid rent. When she noticed the missing jewelry, she confronted me, and I explained my actions. Mother-in-law is now furious, accusing me of stealing and betraying trust. My husband is caught in the middle, unsure of how to handle the situation. I feel justified in my actions as I believe I was owed the money she never paid. All right, folks, what do you think?
Yes, OP, you're the jerk. While I understand your frustrations, you need to go through the proper legal channels. If she wasn't paying rent, you could have evicted her. You could have taken her to small claims court, but you don't get to take other people's stuff and sell it.
Well, I think that's really what it boils down to, right? OP went behind mother-in-law's back, stole her property, and then sold it. Now, while there are certain cases where debt collection agencies do allow you to take something that's somebody's and sell it to recoup cost, that's under a court order, right? There's a legal mechanism for doing that. You don't just get to arbitrarily decide to go ahead and sell people's stuff. So if you were really this interested in selling her stuff, then you needed to go through the legal process of doing that. I think also it would have been good to talk to the husband about this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like OP making unilateral decisions, and he should be handling, like, his stuff with his mom. Like, if he's not happy about the rent situation, he should be talking to her and working something out. This shouldn't just be an OP and mother-in-law thing.
Yeah, exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck to the mother-in-law. But folks, maybe we're not giving OP a fair shake. Let's see what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the judgment that OP's earned. Fake. Apparently this is too unbelievable for the wheel. And Construct Torres says, oh my goodness, the poor woman. You are a huge jerk and an abuser. She doesn't have the money, obviously. Hope you get your karma and divorce from your husband. And OP replies, with that amount of jewelry, I wouldn't say the same. And Fudge Pirate says, you're the jerk. Oh my goodness, how could you even question that in this situation? Of course you were in the wrong. Mother-in-law had no say of what you took and what you sold of hers. And OP replies, I reminded her to pay rent multiple years, but she did not listen. I only did what was right and deserve every cent I got from it. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for breaking up with my boyfriend over a gift? I got my boyfriend a really nice pair of shoes that he's been wanting for Christmas. He told me 4 months ago that he likes shoes, and I remembered, and I got them for him. Well, last night he told me what he got me. He said that he had given me his used AirPods for Christmas to buy himself a new pair. I've been wanting AirPods since I lost mine last month. For some context, we've been dating since early August. So was my gift too much, or is his too little? Feels like there's no sentiment going into it. He's special. He's met my family and my daughter, which is a big deal for me, and I've met his family. I really do like him, but I don't want to settle. All right, folks, what do you think about this?
I mean, I don't think OP's in the wrong for being upset about this, and I don't remember what was the title that she wants to end the relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they were considering breaking up because they got AirPods, used AirPods,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
OP got them shoes.
yeah, I would say you're not in the wrong for being upset about this. And if this seems like a consistent pattern of behavior, I mean, he's not giving you a gift. He's using you as an excuse to buy himself new stuff. Giving someone your old stuff so you can buy new stuff is not gift giving.
Well, that's what it feels like. It feels a little tacky here. Like if he was really interested in getting OP a pair of AirPods, then maybe they should have gotten them new ones.
Right. He should have given her the new ones. You know, if he needed new AirPods, he can get them for himself, but he can't like buy himself new stuff and then be like, "Oh, here, have my old used stuff."
Yeah, I mean, hand-me-down presents are always a little bit difficult because sometimes hand-me-downs are an acceptable type of gift. But I don't know how much AirPods cost. And like if they're a really expensive thing, then maybe that makes sense. But also,
Well, but they also go in your ears
yeah, I
and
mean that's the part that I'm a little bit like sketched out about. Like this is like giving someone your used underwear almost it feels like where you're like, "Merry Christmas. Have some boxers of mine that I've worn."
like it does not feel like a caring partner gift. It feels like I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to get myself new stuff.
Yeah. Well, because like if you, for instance, gave somebody a antique jewelry, right?
Right.
That's going to be a thoughtful gift because it's a little bit of a different thing, right? Jewelry is considered one of those recyclable things.
Right. Well, in antiques in general, like as long as that's something someone vibes with, that's
Hmm.
one thing. But just taking random things you own and like regifting them, there's no thought in it. There's
Yeah.
no real consideration. It's just like, here's my used stuff.
Yeah. Well, where it kind of feels off to me a little bit is that he's buying himself a new pair
Hmm.
and then getting rid of his old pair and using OP to do that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it.
There's a reason why he doesn't want his old AirPods, right? And so I think like maybe it's the battery life isn't as good or any number of things here. So it just feels a little bit, it feels off to me. It just
Hmm.
feels off. Oh, I guess before we move on, is this breakup worthy though?
I mean, I think it depends on larger context of the relationship. I mean, I certainly they think you can break up for whatever reason you want. Um, and if it seems like in general he doesn't care about OP, then yeah, I would say go ahead and break up with him. Whereas if it seems like a one-off and he genuinely thought she would want used AirPods as a gift, maybe have a serious conversation and explain why this isn't acceptable.
Yeah. I think that if OP can articulate why they're not happy with this present and kind of talk to them and have a heart to heart, maybe there will be room for growth here. It's really hard to say whether breaking up is the right decision, though. But let me know what you folks think. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, I told my sister's husband that she was trying to get pregnant behind his back, and it ruined their marriage. Am I the jerk? I'm a 33-year-old female, and I come from a family where I'm the oldest of 3 sisters. I'm also a wife and a mama to a rambunctious 5-year-old girl. My youngest sister, Emily, a 27-year-old female, has always wanted kids, but when she married her husband, Toby, a 30-year-old male, informed that they did not want to have children. I was put off by it, but I thought that it was a decision that they had made as a couple. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I met Emily for our monthly girls' night out. After a few drinks, she admitted to me that she always wanted to be a mother, and Toby kept saying no due to his childhood background. She said that she's heard of men not wanting kids in their 20s, but changing their mind as they matured, and always thought that Toby would do the same. But he's remained adamant that he didn't want any. She told me then that she had her IUD taken out, so they have been using condoms while she's choosing her next birth control option. I was shocked to hear that she was taking these used condoms to try and get pregnant in secret. I was completely taken aback, and I told my sister that what she was doing is the female version of men poking holes in condoms. I said that she needs to stop immediately and that what she was doing was ridiculous. My sister blew my concerns off and said that he was just really great with other kids and said that she knows Toby will be a great dad. She then laughed it off and changed the subject. The next day, I confided in my husband. He was disgusted and said that what she was doing was unacceptable and said that I can't let her continue doing this. I called Emily and said that I was freaked out about what she told me and wanted her to promise that she would stop trying to get pregnant without Toby's consent. Emily got defensive and said that I didn't understand the situation because my husband has always been excited about kids, even more than me. She said that she's made a mistake by bringing it up to me and that I needed to drop the subject because it's her life. A week after the phone call, I still couldn't let it go. I reached out to her husband behind her back and asked to grab some coffee. I tried to keep it vague that he should talk to her more about the idea on kids because I didn't think that she was being honest with him. We did some back and forth, but he still wasn't getting it. I finally spilled the beans that I think that she's trying to get pregnant, and he kept pressing me on how I knew. Once the condom thing came out, he looked sick and quietly excused himself. An hour-ish or so afterwards, Emily began to blow up my phone with missed calls and texts, freaking out on me and calling me all sorts of terrible things. I finally picked up one of her calls, and she was hysterical on how I had ruined her marriage and that Toby threw out the word divorce during one of their fights. She screamed that I'm jealous of her focus on her career and wanted to be the only one with kids because my whole personality is being the good-for-nothing stay-at-home mom, and it's the only thing that I've ever achieved. This broke my heart and I couldn't listen anymore, so I hung up. I turned off my phone and I started sobbing. After this, Emily got a hold of my family to blame me for turning Toby against her and that I'm causing her to get a divorce. My mom, who's kind of like the matriarch of the family, told me that while what Emily did was not great, a lot of men do change their minds, like my dad did once they accidentally got pregnant with me. And what I did was not my place and unforgivable. I've since been uninvited to Christmas, and my family has either been against me, cold to me, or uncomfortable around me. Only my husband has been on my side and told me what I did was the moral thing. I don't know what to do. I really thought that I was doing the right thing, but everyone seems to hate me now. I don't know how to fix this, and I really need help. I wasn't trying to ruin her marriage, but it feels like my whole family has blown up. I feel like I've made a terrible mistake. Do you think I was in the wrong? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, you are not in the wrong. What your sister was doing is reproductive coercion. It is inexcusable, and her husband deserved to know so he could make an informed decision.
Yeah, that's really what this boils down to at the end of the day. This is reproductive coercion. What she did was illegal, and that is enough, that's grounds for divorce. If you are trying to coerce someone into having a child against their will, then you are not a good person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think about the mom situation, if you want to rampantly speculate, where she got mysteriously pregnant and now she's also sticking up for her daughter who's trying to get pregnant?
Yeah, I was wondering if there's a little more to this story than what we're getting. If maybe the mom had similar ideas and is now upset that essentially her methods are being called out.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she gave the
The
sister,
the idea.
yeah, and like, well, you know how your father got to be a dad. He changed his mind. And if that's the case, then that's actually really terrible. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's why I'm wondering, because otherwise, generally, people are going to view what Emily is doing here as wrong, right?
I mean, some people are fiercely protective of their family, and so I mean, it may be one of those situations where they're like, "Well, since she's family, we're gonna protect her."
Yeah,
But yeah, it's not cool. I don't understand why people are accepting this and flocking to her side in support.
yeah. Well, I mean, OP's family too, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but like OP's not going through a divorce. And
yeah,
they like people if the sister's the golden child or something, then people will of course take her side.
yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Claire the First says, it sounds like you're the only one in the family who didn't turn out to be a bad seed. Not to jerk, if my husband at the time ever tried to get me pregnant, I would have ended things, because I didn't want to be pregnant. I don't have a maternal instinct in the same way that other people do. I am a maternal person, but I don't want to be a parent. I love my role as an auntie. I love being the person who takes care of everyone. I don't want to change diapers. I don't want to deal with tantrums, and I know that I would have terminated the pregnancy. In this case, she was breaking his trust. She made a promise in church, just expected him to change after they got married. They were incompatible, so she was going to force the issue. And he was not having it. Good on you for having a moral compass that isn't broken. I'm not sure if I understand that last part of that comment. In this case, she was breaking his trust. She made a promise in church.
Like in her vows.
Oh, okay. I get it now. And OP replies, thank you for your support. Although I did find it a little odd that she gave up on the idea of kids, she always framed it as a joint decision, so I thought that she was happy in her life. It's scary to see how much she has flipped the script. And Seb Screen says, not the jerk. If this is real, then your sister is a sexual predator and a liar. You saved your brother-in-law from being anchored with someone who assaulted them or at least violated them for life. Your family can just go away. If they even dare try to smear your name, expose your sister's scheme to everyone they slandered to you too. And Opie replies, sadly, this is my reality. I appreciate your support. I think her actions towards Toby and me have made her unrecognizable to me anymore. I can't speak on what violation this is considered, but it makes me feel horrible that Toby's trust was betrayed. Things are chaotic with my family right now, but I'm praying that I don't need to go as far as to expose her any more than I already have. I hope my family is willing to properly hear me out soon. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber,
Is scrambling for a joke book because she forgot to grab it.
yeah, she's getting a joke book.
What kind of flower would be a great best friend?
I can tell you exactly what kind of flower would be a best friend because I have Flower who's a best friend. It's just the generic, not well, it's not generic, but it's the King Arthur flower. I mean, oh, the King Arthur flower.
FLOWER we're talking about.
Well, I mean, my best friend is a bag of King Arthur flower.
Okay, well, a rosebud.
Oh, a rosebud? Well, that makes sense. That does make sense. And I have the special guest tea. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Spectacular Saturday, folks. I hope your Saturday is off to a spectacular start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on stealing and selling other people's property.
Don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a terrible thing to do. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.